congratulations. We are loving it. The energy in this room is out of the roof. What do you have to say?
थैंक यू एंड नमस्कार. पहले तो तहे दिल से शुक्रिया कि आप सब इतनी भारी मात्रा में आए हैं आज हमारी फिल्म के लिए. तो उसके लिए आपके लिए a huge round of applause. Thank you. Invite members of their family.
So I'll go first. रानी का किरदार और मेरा पार्ट would not have been possible without the authenticity of my family. और जिस दिन करण ने मुझे बताया था कि मेरे माँ और मेरे बाबा और मेरी ठाकुमा का के किरदार कौन निभाने वाले हैं, I knew that day onwards that चलो मेरा जाओ, काम तो बहुत आसान हो गया. So I would, without further ado, like to bring on stage two very, very, very special artists and the heart and soul of the Chatterjee family. Churni ma'am, Amar Ma, and Tota sir, Amar Baba.
Tota Roy Chaudhary is not with us, who played such a pivotal part with Shamali in the film. She's not in town, but she sends her love to all of you. And now, over to you, Rocky, for the Randhawa family.
पहले तो आप सभी को प्यार भरा नमस्कार. देखो, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ मुझे स्टेज और माइक मत ही दिया करो. तो कुछ भी अब कुछ भी हो सकता है. बस मैं इतना कहना चाहूंगा आप सबको यहाँ देखे आज. आई एम सो हैप्पी, मानो जैसे हैप्पीनेस के पार छूट रहे हैं बाय गॉड. और all the more happiness because now I have the great honor and privilege to introduce most wonderful members of our ensemble. People who are very, very dear to my heart. You've seen the film, and without much further ado, I would like to call on stage Poonam, my mummy, played by Shruti Jo. Anjali Anand plays Golu, my sister, and Amir Bashir, who plays my father. Is he here? Amir is not here. Jayaji is not here. But even so, Mom. आपको पता है Shruti is actually younger than me? No? Oh, sorry. आजा, अरे मुझको राणा जी माफ करना, गलती मारे से हो गई. I am so happy.
We are very happy, and I'd like to now take this opportunity to call our collaborators and the spine of our company. Our collaborators, Viacom, have been great partners, and I'd love to invite Mr. Big Boss Man at Viacom, and as I said, the spine, soul, and spirit of Dharma Productions, the CEO, Apurva Mehta.
Oh.
Thank you. I'd like to take this special, thank you Apurva, thank you Ajit, thank you. I felt, like one of my biggest items on my dream and bucket list were realized when I cast this legendary actor. I remember going to his house and meeting him, and as well trained by my parents, my immediate instinct is to go and touch his feet, which I do till today. And he looked at me, he asked me the story, and at the end of that meeting, I was very nervous because I knew he was such a critical part of what I wanted for the film. And I said, oh God, I hope and pray he says yes. And lo and behold, he looked at me, he said, मैं picture करना चाहता हूँ, ये character मुझे बहुत पसंद आया है. And I looked at him and I said, Dharamji, I am blessed for life that you will be in our film. And with love in all our collective hearts, with utmost respect, regard, reverence for this man who is unstoppable even today and has the charisma to unmatchable charisma. Literally, please welcome with love in your hearts for none other than Dharmendra Karanji.
Big round of applause for the ever so handsome, the real hard rock, Dharamji. All right. On that note, Apurva sir, we won't let you go itni asani se. Of course, Karan sir did talk about you being the backbone and the most important person here. But how does it feel? You know, all the critical acclaim, all the love that you've got from the trade, the industry, and of course the audiences, the cine lovers. What do you have to say?
So, you know, I always say that at Dharma we really have the privilege and the good fortune of making many wonderful movies, but very rarely do you come across a film that you made that gives you the critical success and the commercial success in equal measure. So I think there's deep gratitude from all of us for what the kind of love this film has got. And I'm on a personal note, I'm going to tell Karan, you can't take such a long break for the next film. You need to go to the cinemas more often and laugh and smile.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Ajit sir, so good to see you again. What are your views on this, you know, collaborating with this powerhouse of talent and of course the wonderful people here?
See, first of all, before I answer that, I want to say that the legend that, there are many legends out here, but the legend that Karan already is, even before this film, with his filmography, he didn't need to prove anything to anyone. You know, but that is the nature of an artist. You know, he wants to burn. And I have seen him now, through this making of this film, how he was consumed with this test that he put onto himself, to prove himself to himself. So Karan, you don't need to do this. You are there, the film is there, but I think it's the result of that passion, that the love that's coming from all over. Like we talk about numbers, and you know, at our studios also so many films we do. I don't think I've seen in a very long time the kind of unified reaction. I have not come across anyone who's yet to say, "Ha, theek thi ya maza nahi aaya." Everybody has loved the film, and I think that's such a source of satisfaction for all of us. And I think it's all his passion which is doing this. This was an important film for us because Gehraiyan, Jug Jug, Govinda Mera Naam, but this was really the Kohinoor in our partnership. And who doesn't want Kohinoor to shine, and how well it has shown. So thank you, Karan. Thank you, all of you all. Wonderful cast, and I think all the love that's coming your way is fully deserved, and enjoy this. It's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And of course, it indeed is a Kohinoor. Hum sab ke liye audiences are back at saying, "Chalna picture chalte hain." Picture lagi hai. This is what people are saying for Rocky or Rani ki ye Prem kahani. And now it's over to the wonderful members of the press. We'll just, I know you guys are awesome, but we'll just keep the questions related to the movie. आज इसी की बात करते हैं. Ma'am, आइए जी.
करण, मैं खड़े होके इस फिल्म का वेलकम करना चाहती थी कि आपने महिला सशक्तिकरण पर इतनी खूबसूरत फिल्म बनाई। हल्की फुल्की बातों में आपने बहुत गहरी गहरी बातें फिल्म में की, और इस फिल्म के लिए मैं आपसे एक बात कहना चाहूंगी कि जब दादा साहब फाल्के लेके आए थे हरिश्चंद्र तारामती, तब महिलाएं नहीं आया करती थी, महिलाएं उसके नाम से भी कराया करती थी, और जो जेंट्स रहते थे वही फीमेल कैरेक्टर, यहाँ तक कि जो तारामती बनी थी वो भी मेल कैरेक्टर था। तो आपने जो इसमें जो डांस किया, एक तो मैं उसमें रणवीर और जो उनके साथ हैं उन दोनों को भी बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी कि उन लोगों ने उसको शास्त्रीय नृत्य से इतनी गहराई से और इतनी खूबसूरती से जोड़ा है। तो आयुष्मान खुराना, मेरा सवाल ये है कि अभी अभी हम आयुष्मान खुराना से मिले थे और उन्होंने हमें कहा कि इस तरह की फिल्में आएंगी तो हमें इस तरह के जो कैरेक्टर वो ड्रीम गर्ल में इसी तरह का कैरेक्टर कर रहे हैं, उसे मजाक नहीं बनाया जाएगा, क्योंकि अब तक जितनी भी फिल्में आई हैं दादा साहब फाल्के के बाद, सारी की सारी जब पुरुष कोई बनता है महिला तो उसका मजाक उड़ाया जाता है, उसको एक टैलेंट के रूप में या उसको एक कला के रूप में नहीं लिया जाता है। क्या इस बात को बल मिलेगा आपकी फिल्म के बाद?
आई थिंक जिस दौर की आप बात कर रहे हैं उससे तो हम काफी आगे बढ़ चुके हैं मैम, और ऑलरेडी आई थिंक हमारी सिनेमा में इंटरनेशनली और नेशनली दोनों अभी ऐसा हम डिवाइड ही नहीं करते एनी मौके, मेल सेंट्रिक, फीमेल सेंट्रिक, हीरो सेंट्रिक, हीरोइन सेंट्रिक। सब जानते हैं कि औरतों का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन, वो चाहे बड़े पर्दे पर हो या बड़े पर्दे के पीछे हो, हैज बीन equal if not more to the men, and more power to the women who have contributed so deeply to cinema. इस टोटा और रणवीर का जो नाच था, वो कथक परफॉर्मेंस थी ऑन डोला रे डोला, is not only a homage to Mr. Sanjay Leela Bhansali, but also a homage to the fact कि हुनर का कोई जेंडर नहीं होता, और ये हमने टोटा द्वारा ऑलरेडी ये बात हमने बहुत ही साधारण लफ्जों में कहा था, और दैट इज माई बिलीफ एंड दैट इज द बिलीफ ऑफ द राइटर्स, और ये हम कहना चाहते थे कि वाकई हुनर का कोई जेंडर नहीं होता, एंड इन बस उसी एक लाइन में वो पूरी बात समझ आ जाती है. थैंक यू मैम फॉर रेजिंग दिस क्वेश्चन एंड आई होप यू वॉच द फिल्म अगेन.
करण नमस्कार. मेरे मंच पर जितने भी लोग हैं, आलिया मेरी प्यारी, रणवीर मेरा प्यारा और बाकी भी सब, धर्म जी आपको भी नमस्ते. सबको मैं बहुत सारी मुबारकबाद और बहुत सारी बधाई देना चाहूँगी. फिल्म मतलब इतनी कमाल की हुई है, वो ट्रेलर से ही पता चल रहा था. लेकिन करण, मेरा सवाल आपसे है कि फिल्म में एक जो हम कहते हैं ना कि हम एक पारिवारिक, जो हमारे हिंदी सिनेमा के जो हमेशा से एक मूल्य रहे हैं, उसको आपने एक बार, आपकी फिल्मों में वो हमेशा होता है, लेकिन एक बार आपने उसको फिर से एक रिवाइव कर दिया. तो उसमें आपके पारिवारिक जो मूल्य हैं, आपके जो वैल्यूज हैं, फैमिली मूल्य हैं, उसका कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है आपकी इस फिल्म में?
देखिए, जाहिर है कि जो भी निर्देशक होता है या लेखक होता है, वो अपनी जिंदगी से कहीं ना कहीं कुछ छांट के बड़े पर्दे पे डाल ही देता है. और ऐसे बहुत सारे किरदार हैं इस फिल्म में, चाहे वो टोटा का हो या अंजलि का हो. इन दोनों दौर से मैं खुद गुजर चुका हूँ. जहाँ तक परिवार की बात आप कर रहे हैं, तो धर्म जी का एक लाइन है जो मेरा बिलीफ है कि घर नहीं तोड़ते. जब धर्म जी की ये एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण लाइन है, और वो एक लाइन मेरी फैमिली और वैल्यू सिस्टम को डिफाइन करता है कि घर नहीं तोड़ते. नो मैटर व्हाट यू ट्राई एंड होल्ड ऑन टू फैमिली. एंड आई थिंक उन्हीं अल्फाजों में मैंने अपनी भावनाएं डाल दी. सो ऑफ कोर्स दिल के भी करीब है और मेरे भावनाओं के भी करीब.
Hello, hi, Pooja Navata here from Awesome TV. My question is to Ranveer Singh. Congratulations for the success of the film. Ranveer, can anyone else play a Delhi boy better than you?
I don't know. That's not for me to say, but yeah, I'm glad that amongst various Delhi boys that I've played, I'm able to find something different to offer with every character. So that's very fulfilling and heartening to learn from the audience's reaction to the film and the character and the performance.
And the Kathak dance was outstanding.
Thank you,
What
madam.
was Deepika's reaction to that?
She loved it. Actually, it was one of the most memorable and fulfilling movie watching experiences of my life. I took her on a Saturday night to watch Rocky or Rani ki Prem kahani. It was just the two of us sitting in the last row on recliners, and I had seen the film already, so I was really just there for her reaction. And she was laughing, she was crying, she was clapping, whistling, and oftentimes turning to me and saying, "Oh." So yeah, I had the best and most fulfilling experience sitting with her and watching it. She's very, very proud of me, and I'm very happy about that.
One last question to Mr. Apurva and Ajay ji. How has your association been with each other, Viacom and Dharma?
I think the best answer is just look at all the 4 films that we did together, and I think the answer is supplied by those films. I think the other thing I want to say is I've been actually very impressed with the amount of nuance and understanding. Of course, we talk about the creative aspects and his directorial, strength and all of that. But I think what has been learning for me is the amount of distribution knowledge that Karan has, and of course Apurva, is standing next to him, supplying all the encyclopedia. But he has such a deep knowledge of which territory is supposed to do how much and all of that, that suddenly we as a team are slightly under pressure that, okay, we need to make sure our A game is there all the time, So, so I think it's been a very, very fulfilling partnership. We've learned from each other, and I hope that we'll be able to, create a lot more work together as we go forward.
I couldn't have said better. I think it's been a tremendous association. I think they have an amazing team, and they have been standing pillar strong with us across all the films. And I really look forward to doing more work with Ajit and the Viacom team. I'm sure it's the same with all of us here.
Hello everyone, this is Aina from Instant Bollywood. First of all, congratulations to all of you all. I loved the film. I've enjoyed it from my heart.
My question is to Karan. That as a filmmaker, you said that you were very nervous before the release, and as a filmmaker or an artist, you're never complacent with what you do. You want to achieve more and more and more. At what point did you feel like satisfied that you have made a good film, or was it only after the release and the reviews?
Truth be told, when a filmmaker knows he's made a good or a bad film is never a good thing. A filmmaker should never know. A filmmaker should tell his or her story in the best way possible and then hope for the very best. I could never at any point say that yeah, kya picture banai hai maine, or like khud ko I can't like tap on my own shoulder. I can only pray that when the film is out, it gets the love that you hope for and the love that you put into the film. I was very nervous. I was very stressed. That whole Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday prior to the release, I was on the verge of some kind of a panic attack. But like, and literally I think, but on Friday I think I started breathing and the oxygen started coming back, and the oxygen was the love that came from everyone, all of you and the audiences.
Hi Nikita, you're from India Forums. My mom especially loved the bra conversation scene which happened. So I really want to ask all of you men over here, आपके घर में when was this topic normalized to talk about? When was this not considered as a taboo? When was it normalized at your places? Starting with you, Karan.
I am the only child raised by a very progressive mother. For members of the audience who know her, Bharti being the first one I can see. It was never a taboo topic. I've gone shopping for her to buy a bra, and it's never been a problem with me. But I do know that while I did it, there were friends who were with me who were horrified that I was actually doing this, and why I wasn't designating this job to a female friend of mine to do it. And I was like, why? It's been asked by my mother, why am I sending somebody else to do it? Because my mother is now 81 years old, and when she does need something, and I am in a place that has that something, then I have to go and buy what she wants. It could be a bra, it could be any other item. For me, that scene felt organic, also because I knew that there is a discomfort around it. And there's a line that Churni says, कि सदियों से वो औरतें मर्दों की चड्डियां घिस रही हैं, घिस, और तुम एक ब्रा को नहीं टच कर सकते. And that to me was very definitive of what people feel about it. I don't know what Churni has to say, but like that was my feeling.
Absolutely. I remember that kiss was part of our improvisation.
Yes.
We put that in, and that is what women want to say, you know. If we've been washing your underwear for years, for centuries, why is it that touching a woman's bra or even mentioning it becomes such a problem? But then, personally, I'm not so preachy as Anjali is, and I think I gave Ranveer a very bad time that way. But of course, what has to be said has to be said, and I think we made a very strong point there because of Karan.
धर्मपाजी आपके ठीक सामने.
धर्मपाजी.
ब्यूटीफुल, बहुत ही प्यारा था. तो अगर कुछ थोड़ा बहुत अगर आप बता सकें.
करण जी, आपके किसी सीन के बारे में.
कैप्टन ने सब कुछ बता दिया. कैप्टन अच्छा हो तो टीम खूब खेलती है. ये कहता है कि 5 साल बाद आया हूँ करण, 5 साल बाद आया, 7 साल बाद आया, ये अपने जौहर तो खाकर जाएगा. मैंने जब पहले कहानी सुनी, मैं बुरी कहानियों में भी काम किया है, इसके लिए पैसे के लिए, किसी को हेल्प करने के लिए, मगर जिस दिन ये कहानी सुनी मैंने, मुझे लगा ये घर घर की कहानी है. आप किसी भी कैरेक्टर को पकड़ लो, आजकल छोटे छोटे बच्चे डांस करते हैं घरों में. मैं देखकर कि मेरी अपने बच्चों की झूला झुला रही है, झूला हल्ला रही है, मैं लड़की ये बोल रहा, मैं अब ये तो रणवीर कपूर ही बनेगा. रणवीर ने जो किया है, he is really a very good actor and a very emotional person. I enjoyed every bit of my time with this unit, and और क्या कहूँ मैं, अभी तो शहर में नहीं दुनिया में चर्चा है कि रानी और रॉकी और रानी की कुछ है। बहुत मजा आया, दोनों ने बहुत अच्छा मैं पिक्चर की बात कर रहा हूँ।
जी आपको ऑडियंस के रिएक्शन देखने चाहिए हॉल में, वो वाले सीन पे।
मैं जा नहीं सका, मैं पता है मुझे लोगों की बहुत से मैसेज आ रहे हैं कि धर्म जी आपने ऐसा ऐसा। नहीं यार, ये तो मेरे दाएं हाथ का काम है। बाएं हाथ से करवाना हो वो भी करवा दो। और मुझे कहा करण ने कि बाजी जो आप हैं वही रहना। मैं सोचता था यार
ये आप प्राइवेट बातें क्यों बात
मैं बॉबी को बताया मैंने, गुड स्टोरी एंड गॉड इज ग्रेट। और मुझे भी जब जब मौका मिलता है छक्का मार देता हूँ। आता हूँ लेकिन आता हूँ तो आप लोगों ने जो दिलों में जगह दे रखी है मुझे, ये मैं जाने नहीं दूंगा। इसे बनाए रखूंगा, ऐसे ही बनाए रखूंगा, क्योंकि मुझे बनना नहीं आता। मैं हकीकत हूँ, जो दिल में है मन में है वो कह देता हूँ, और मोहब्बत से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं। मोहब्बत आपकी न देती रोशनी घर मेरे नाम को, कैसे बनता धर्म मैं आपका, पहुंचता कैसे इस मकाम। इसके लिए एक खेल बोलता था, बच्चा है इसके तो बचपन से मेरे बच्चे भी से जानते हैं। सैंडविच के बेरुखी से उनकी रुख में मोड़ा मैंने, जिद को इनकी जिद से अपनी तोड़ा मैंने। आए ना माथे पे शिकन जो दिल शिकनी से इनकी, मुस्कुरा कर गए लिपटे दिन, कहते हुए बेशरम कहीं गए। कुछ इस तरह का रोमांस अच्छा लगा, बहुत मजा आया। मैं तो जो बोलते थे मुझे मालूम था जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, जो मुझे दिया गया करने को, इसमें दम है। तो जैसे भी मैं निभा गया, आप लोगों ने पसंद किया। आप मतलब आप भी कैमरा ही नहीं देखते, आप भी पिक्चरें भी देखते हैं। लव यू ऑल, आई एम हैप्पी because of my captain, my co-stars, my whole team. I am grateful to them. It was very nice time for me. ये ब्लेंड हुआ ऐसे, इनको देख के मुझे लगता है हमारे लड़की को कि ये गोल्डन डेज का राज का मिक्सचर है। गोल्डन डेज में हम जब लड़की को देखते थे, ये टू बी फ्रैंक, तो लड़की देखती रहती थी और देखते देखते रह जाते। और आर्ट भी था, लेकिन इसमें जो आर्ट है इनमें बहुत वेरी वेरी टैलेंटेड गर्ल एंड प्रेशर शी शुड कंटिन्यू एंड गिव अस सम मोर गुड पिक्चर एंड रणवीर यू टू ओके, वी नीड यू, लव यू ऑल। Any other question if there is?
It's obvious we have to do a convo.
What obvious?
What obvious? Karan said in an interview that the cut of performance of yours could
I read everything that you wrote on social media, Ankita. Thank you so much. It really touched my heart. Means a lot to me. Thank you.
Means a lot to me that how much happy I was. Thrice in a row I have done the film, so yeah. I think once more I have to go and see. But Karan sir said in the interview that the cut of performance you performed in the film could have gone down south, how people would have perceived it or not. Were you scared to step on the stage at that particular moment, perform? And what if? Were you like triggered by that point that there could have been a what if to it?
Well, in the initial days of rehearsal, I was a bit anxious because I've got a lot of muscle mass, babes. You know, my shoulders, chest, bicep, tricep, very big, very tight. Lot of muscle mass and density. So it was very difficult in the initial days. One had to uncondition one's body for the grace. Killing it in Kolkata. He's on it for hours a day, putting in the sweat, putting in the work, and yeah, he was doing it in Kolkata, I was doing it in Bombay, and I knew at the back of my mind that we were safe and secure because we were being choreographed by Vaibhavi ma'am, and she is an absolute stickler for absolute excellence. तो वो छोड़ती नहीं जब तक उनको जो चाहे वो मिले नहीं. So all credit to her, to the choreography team who really put us through the paces till the very last hour, and I'm so thrilled with the reaction to that moment. I've been in the cinema halls personally to witness that, and it is the most euphoric, most fulfilling and joyous feeling to see the audience's reaction to that.
Alia, Samira here from Times of India. So my question is to you. Journalist play करना कैसे था? Because KRA goals सब भूल चुके थे आपको देखते वक्त. Literally, I was wondering. I hope ऐसे career होता. Second question is, आपकी शादी के आसपास ही you were wearing that bridal gown and all, you know, after that maybe. So how was that experience, and what's Ranveer Kapoor's reaction to this?
To the journalist thing, honestly, my first day of shoot was my introduction in the film. और जहाँ पे मेरा सीन होता है मिनिस्टर जी के साथ, और जो मैं अपने बहुत ही पैशन के साथ बात कर रही थी उनके साथ, and I genuinely felt very comfortable doing that scene just because of how much I connected. And there is one more scene जो फिल्म में नहीं है, जहाँ पे मैं actually reporting कर रही थी, उसमें मेरे को बहुत मजा आया. I don't know whether I'll make a good journalist, but I definitely enjoyed that a lot. काफी लोग मुझे कह रहे हैं कोई जर्नलिस्ट ऐसे साड़ीज नहीं पहनती है, but हाँ, they're very simple साड़ी, but this is Karan Johar's version of that. To answer your question about कुड़माई जो आपने अभी गाना देखा, yeah, actually it was in the same week. 4 days later जो मेरी शादी रियल लाइफ में हुई और फिर रियल लाइफ में हुई, बहुत ही अलग थी दोनों. My home wedding was my simple, very light sari, बहुत ही easy था. मतलब मैं, you know, I was roaming around very freely. Here there was this heavy लहंगा, सर पे मेरा एक का heavy दुपट्टा. I was definitely very grateful कि मेरा जो है शादी था बहुत ही simple था, घर पे था, because I would not have been able to do those things twice. And one interesting thing I'll tell you is जब हम फेरे ले रहे थे, रॉकी और रानी फेरे ले रहे थे, तो ऐसे उन्होंने कुछ कहा कि नहीं फिर लड़का आगे जाता है, ऐसे नहीं लड़की फिर आगे जाती है. नहीं ऐसा मैं अभी करके आई हूँ यार, मेरे को पता है लड़की आगे जाती है. So that was one funny moment. And actually that moment, if you see in the song, जब रणवीर नीचे जाता है, he puts his head ahead like that and you know lets me put the वरमाला on top of him, वो actually मेरे साथ हुआ था. जो पहले रणवीर को उठा दिया था और मुझे कोई उठा नहीं रहा था, मैं देख रही कोई उठाओ यार मुझे. Then he only went on his knees and he went down and I put the varma. So that was, तो काफी close हो गया था. He loved the film. He was very into. He sat Ranveer on my left and my mother on my right and my father right next to my mother, and the four of them were just responding and reacting, and just the way Ranveer said, to really see a film from your loved one's perspective. And Ranveer is very technical. He doesn't say too much. He says very little, and he just very simply said, it really worked for me. It touched the heart. He was laughing, and he said this film will be a big.
Alia, just near from Indian Express towards your right at the back. Here near the camera. You know, recently Vaibhavi Merchant in an interview revealed that to prep for Tum Kya Mile, you visited Shah Rukh Khan for a day. I mean, you had a meeting with him. What exactly transpired, and how much did that help in making the song?
Actually, I was not going to reveal this. It was my little secret. But I was very nervous. I don't know whether it was going back to shoot after a couple of months. First time doing a full proper lip sync song after, I think, Ishq Wala Love. Yeah, that kind of, you know, that there was an inherent sort of nervousness in me, which I felt that I can do something more to do better. So I was discussing with Karan, and Karan said, you know, why don't you call Shah Rukh up? Maybe he'll give you some tips. So I called him up to talk on the phone. You know, I just want to understand from you because nobody lip syncs like you. And he said, "Tu ghar aaja." मैं सुहाना also was wanting to learn this, तो दोनों को साथ में हम ट्यूशन करेंगे, क्लास करेंगे, तो तू गाना लेके आ जा. And we went and I was there for like about 2-3 hours and सुहाना और मैं पूरा एक गाना गा रहे थे. There's a whole lip sync portion which Shreya has sung beautifully, जो हम अभी रिलीज करने वाले हैं, the extended version of
हो गया release.
No, the video.
Oh, the video.
The video हम रिलीज करने वाले extended version. तो वो बहुत fast जा रहा था, तो मैं बहुत हाइपर हो रही थी वो fast को लेकर. But the way he broke it down, he made me download some app and he said ये बार करो. He also had learned the song by the end of it. It just shows how generous and such a large-hearted man and so wonderful and just always willing to help and be there for you. And whether it helped for this film or not, I know that experience will be irreplaceable in my life.
करण जी, हाय. आपने अभी रणवीर सिंह की एनर्जी.
हम बस चाहते हैं कि रणवीर सिंह हमेशा हर हफ्ते काम करते रहे, क्योंकि हर हफ्ते उनकी पिक्चर लगी और हर हफ्ते मैं टिकट खरीद के जाऊंगी बिकॉज ऑफ दिस talented boy. Proud of you, Bila. Proud of you.
मेरी बिल्ली मुझे मियाओ. आप भी जानते हैं, आप भी गाइए. And so that is true testament to the legacy of Dharma, and I'm only too proud to be a small part of it.
You know, for the first time in the history of Dharma, our logo is only 5 seconds because of length. So it goes, and that's it. If you notice, it's not, because I was so paranoid about the length of the film that I was like, some logos काट दो. So they said, no, काट नहीं सकते. मेरा title भी निकाल दो. So in every other film you hear the whole chorus, in mine is, cut. It is literally that much. So I'm so sorry that we had to do this for our film, but I felt if I am the only person who can do it and not upset anybody, because everybody else would want the whole chorus. But I said, but if I cut it, nobody will feel bad.
शुक्र है लोगों काटा, सर लोगों को नहीं काटा. Thank you very much.
हाँ, सीक्वल की तैयारी अभी वो राज को राज ही रहने देते. Yes.
Sir, as everybody calls you, how difficult is it for a man like you to become slightly effeminate?
Not really if my director is Mr. Karan Johar. Because for me, acting is actually trying to fulfill my director's vision in the best way possible. And when I work under somebody as sensitive as Karan sir, I know that I just have to listen to what he says and try to understand his vision. So whether that character becomes effeminate or slightly, or I get in touch with my feminine side, it's not a matter of it's been presented by Mr. Karan Johar.
So was that difficult?
Not really. I honestly, ma'am, I didn't think about the process at all because it was a blind dive. It was a jump of trust. I trusted him and I submitted blindly to his vision.
Thank you. Ranveer, how long did you take to learn Dola Re Dola?
Weeks actually. We had a break between shoots, schedules. So we had some time. Best way to utilize it is to rehearse. Rehearsal is the name of the game for any performer.
At one point, sorry to interject, but he called me at one point and he says, he's like, Karan, I don't think I have a bone of Kathak in my body. Like, I really don't think I'm being able to do this. He was really initially struggling, and that's why he worked extra hard.
It is because of extra muscle mass.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's... oftentimes, due to scheduling, us performers, we don't really get the ideal amount of time that one would like to rehearse. There's no end to how much you can rehearse. But here I had the opportunity and I took it with both hands.
Tell me, you had a couple of films that didn't work just before this. So was that weighing on you that this has to work?
Ma'am, I don't dwell too much with failure or success. I am grateful no matter what, the fact that I get to go to a film set and perform and collaborate with fine artists. That for me is the cake itself. And the fact that my character and the movie is being loved is the icing on the cake. So I'm grateful no matter what.
Dharamji, one last question to Dharamji. Dharamji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Which is your favorite scene in the film?
I love every picture because the first time I saw the locales and the song, you know, हमारे वक्त में गाने में हम निकल जाते थे, ऐसा विजुअल्स एंड ऐसा कहाँ से सिलेक्ट किया इन लोगों ने और कैसे पिक्चराइज किया, तो समथिंग सुपर। और बाकी साथ में देखिए, इमोशन तो हर इंसान की ज़िंदगी में बगैर इमोशन में कुछ नहीं। वो झूठ बोलते हैं कि उदासी नहीं आती, दुख नहीं आते, और दुख हमेशा आपको पिन पॉइंट करता है। अगर वो नहीं है, हम कितना नाचने गा रहे, बात नहीं बनती। और ये कहानी इसलिए मैंने कहा घर घर की लगती है मुझे। इतना मैंने जब सुना पूरा मैंने, और जो देखा तो और भी खूबसूरत लगा। और ही इज़ वेरी स्मार्ट डायरेक्टर, जहाँ इसको देखा था कैमरा किस पे ले जाना है तो ले जाता था।
धर्म जी, also I want to know, ये आपकी फिल्म जया जी के साथ बहुत सालों बाद थी और जया जी ने अपना सफर आपके साथ शुरू किया था और आप उनको अभी भी गुड्डी बुलाते हैं सर?
गुड्डी बुलाता हूँ जी से। उनका फोटो सेशन घर पे हुआ था हमारे, और she was my fan. She used to say, she was telling me the dialogue even there. Guड्डी is a fine actress. And घर का आना जाना उनके साथ अब भी जब भी मिलते हैं तो वो मज़ा आता है, अच्छा लगता है। वो गुड्डी है मेरी। और शबाना जी के साथ भी बहुत अच्छा लगा काम करके, उनके साथ तो इट इज़ गुड। आई एंजॉयड एवरी बिट ऑफ माई, जो कुछ मुझे जितना मिला मैं उसको एंजॉय किया। कोई ऐसा नहीं कि ये खामखा है, अगर फुल स्टॉप है या कॉमा है या पूरा पंक्चुएशन है, बहुत सही है। एंड आई रियली एंजॉय इट। ये बहुत रेयर होता है। ये खामखा की फुटेज क्यों, ये पासिंग क्यों है? और फिर मेरे लिए एक्टिंग रिएक्शन है। जितनी जोर से कुछ जब भी डालेगा उतनी जोर से आंखें बंद होती हैं। I react.
दिखाओ, डेमो दिखाओ।
I react to my people and
एक जम्फी का डेमो हो जाए।
Thank you.
Hello, Ranveer.
Chiru.
Ranveer, my
I
congratulations
enjoyed
first.
it.
Hello.
It's good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the question.
Ranveer, congratulations first. This is really hitting bullseye after 83. Really waiting for you to hit the bullseye. But you know, you are somebody who come over prepared on the sets. How was it like performing and cracking with this, having this cracking chemistry with Alia? Because you know how much room does it leave for an actor when you are so well prepared? And Karan, are you somebody who like to direct actors, or you like to see them perform and observe and choose, okay, is that working or not?
Before Ranveer and Alia, I think we should ask actors that I've worked with for the first time. So Shiti Jog, who I absolutely love, and I will say one moment about her a little later. And Anjali Anand, who in many ways this is her launch film. You can ask them actually. Shiti, what do you think I was doing on set?
No, to answer your question, I think it is a mix of both. The best thing is that mixes actors way more than we actually love ourselves when we are performing. It's only because of him you start feeling that yes, you're doing something really, really right. So thank you, sir.
Anjali here, Litika.
Hi.
You played you portrayed your character in a very subdued manner initially. Then you blasted, you were too good.
Thank you.
How do you look at that scene, you know?
I think a lot have been said about that scene, and like she said, like
I was waiting that he would give me some direction, but you wouldn't even come to know that he's actually directing you. He would just come and have a conversation with you, and he just knew exactly what he wanted, and I think no director has ever trusted me so much. He knew why he cast me, and
even Dharanji says in the film very important time कि घर नहीं तोड़ा जाता, रिश्ते नहीं तोड़ते. अभी इनके कैंसिल कल्चर सीन से ही ले लो, हम बहुत क्विक टू जज हो जाते हैं. समटाइम्स वे आर हार्डर इवन ऑन आवर ओन पीपल. लेकिन जो फैमिली आपकी स्ट्रेंथ और सपोर्ट बनती है वो कोई नहीं बन पाता, और वो मेरे लाइफ में भी है. विथ माई फैमिली एंड माई होल फैमिली, my mother, both my mothers, my mom and my mom-in-law, my father here, my father up there, my sisters, my brother, my husband, my friends, they are the strongest support system in my life. तो उनको ज़्यादा granted ना ले, और उनको ज़्यादा, खुद से भी ज़्यादा अगर importance अगर आप दोगे, तो ज़िंदगी बहुत अच्छी कटेगी.
We did 3 more questions, right? 3 more listed.
Karan at the back, hi. Hi, this is Priyanka from Media. First of all, congratulations for a wonderful film. Congratulations to the whole team. Hi.
Thanks.
And it kind of just made me go back to Gang, which when came kind of misfired, but has found its own audience today. But I love your commitment to relationships which are called forbidden but aren't. So when you were attempting Rocky or Rani and you were showing this and you were writing, did you feel a sense of fear that will people get it again, or will it be like time lagega and then they might, that it might find an audience later?
More than the Dharamji, so we debated a lot with the Dharamji Jayaji track whether we should even show a younger version of it, and then we felt that we would leave it to the imagination of the audience. She says it, Shabana ji, as Jamani says it in an articulate manner, that those 7 days gave her a lifelong feeling of love. Those 7 days, I felt the relationship was just pure and beautiful, and it stayed with her. Sometimes, and then Alia also says it, कि कभी-कभी, दो पल का साथ जिंदगी भर की मोहब्बत दे जाता है. And I felt that is the kind of emotion I wanted out of Jamani and Kaval's love story. For me, it was very pure. It was incomplete.
Love है तो सब है, and I live by that.
Ji.
Hi Alia, Rashita here from Bollywood Bubble. Here, let me stand for you. Hi. Alia, firstly, it was a treat to watch you. You represent the girls of today, the women of today, very strongly. The part that you played, I could personally relate to it. How much of relatability factor was there inside you? How much of Rani is there inside Alia?
A lot. I'm very much like her. The only thing is, I think the only difference between Rani and me कि Rani थोड़ी सी जब वो